Hi, welcome to episode 23. And today we're going to talk about Yeshua's trip. He's in the Himalayas, right?
He's still in the Himalayas, yes.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
still in this small hamlet located what is now the place. The place is called Hemis, in the what they call in the home of the snows. So, did you know that in Sanskrit, Himalaya means the home of the snow?
Oh.
Yeah, because Hima is the snow, and
Oh.
Alaya is the home. That's where the
That's interesting. I never knew that.
that's where the name comes from. Yeah.
Wow. I never knew. Did you know that?
No, I just learned
Wow,
it.
shocked. If you didn't know it, then
I mean,
it slipped right through in all your books you've read.
so as our audience may remember, Yeshua has been there for about 2 years, and this is his third winter. Okay, and in the morning, he's in a very deep state meditation, probably as most of the days,
Yeah.
and he sees like a fog taking place in his little room, and the fog is actually seeping out of the stone wall.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of
Most people would go running for the hills.
right, but not him. So the fog is actually taking a human shape, and the father of Yeshua appears,
Oh, okay.
Yussaf.
Oh, Yussaf. Okay.
So,
That's nice.
well, we know that Yussaf came to visit his son Yeshua in his densified soul body.
Oh.
So he had managed to find Yeshua, probably again, through the love path,
heart connection
the heart
that they
connection
have,
that they
right.
have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Yeshua understands immediately why he's here and what happened. It means that Yussaf, his father, has just died,
Oh, okay.
and he was coming to tell his son.
Yeah, how else would he know?
Right.
Yeah.
And Yussaf, is smiling. He's opening his arms. He seems very fine as to welcome Yeshua. And Yeshua cannot move for some reason. He's paralyzed, stuck.
Yeah. Well, he's probably in deep meditation.
Yeah. And he hears his father telling him, my son, yes, I left about an hour ago. And I'm coming to see you, and I'm admiring you. I had left a child, because when Yeshua left, he was 13 years old.
That's
I think.
right, yeah.
If I remember well, yeah. And now I find a man and a master.
Right.
So Yeshua responds, a master. He's very surprised.
Boy, he's just so humble. He's so humble.
He's too humble, way
Yeah.
too humble, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Yussaf tells him, do not be afraid of the word, your light is enough to prove it.
Right. Right.
I just call you my son for the pleasure that this moment could bring to me. However, everything is changing, and it is the last time I will be seeing you. My role is vanishing while yours is coming. You know it, right?
Pass the baton.
Right, and Yeshua knows exactly what it means,
Right.
So his father said again, Yeshua, accept this gift. And Yussaf, actually half materialized, is holding a small object with 2 fingers. Okay? And he's dropping that object in Yeshua's palm. In his hand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he picks it up.
We missed out on so many good things. It's so awesome.
And his father tells him, Master Yeshua, to put the emphasis again on Master Yeshua, this object belongs to you because you created it. And what is his object?
Yeah, what is it?
It was the famous medallion of Salomon.
Oh.
And it was now resting in Yeshua's hand. So I was able to find a picture. It's not exactly a picture, but it shows the 8 branches on the medallion, but what the people have to understand is that only the 3 lower branches have a little hand on them. Okay.
I wonder what that symbolized. Did anybody?
It's the apparently it's a symbol of Salomon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and he created a lot of things, but that's what it is. So Yeshua look at the object and he said, "Did I create this?" And his father says, "Please understand and meditate. We often come back on the traces that we left in other times."
Oh, I like that. What a beautiful thing to say. Yeah.
And Yeshua tells his father, "Father, I understand. Please bless me one last time as you used to do it." And so Yeshua closed his eyes, and felt the hand of his father rest on top of his head.
Aww.
Yeah. And, he feels like everything was present, the emotion, the love, the memories, the promises. Everything was merged in this unforgettable moment.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was like a real sacrament for Yeshua. He received that as a sacrament,
Yeah, of course.
So after a while, Yeshua opened his eyes and he's alone. The etheric form of his father has vanished. But he still has the medallion in his hand.
So wild.
And he starts crying, too much gratitude and love in his heart. And
those tears of joy.
Right. So again, to go back to the medallion, on one side, it has that star with the three little hands. On the other side, it's three circles, which are the symbol of Shambhala.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Right. So, and that coin, materialized now, is now material and physical in his hand. And Yeshua thinks about King Salomon, and he's wondering, Yeshua was in the Carmel mystery of school, or school of mystery, I should say.
Right.
He read about this character, and he felt like maybe it has some correspondence.
A little bit of a ring to
it has a little ring to it, to his name, but he always refused to accept it.
Right.
And it was probably better this way for his young shoulders, when you are 7 or 8 years old reading about the King Solomon and feeling like you have been him.
Right.
It's probably difficult. Yeah. And Yeshua is wondering, have I done all this journey to just remember about a past life?
Right. Yeah. So
Solomon. Yeah. Yeah. So Yeshua looks at the small medallion, and he ponders about that. Yeah.
So he's feeling the connection.
Right. Yeah. So he then realized that his father has left, but he's not overwhelmed, by his sadness. He knows that his father now is actually more alive, more knowledgeable, more powerful and more loving in the infinite than he was when incarnated, right?
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. I think it's
that's for all of us.
It's difficult for us to accept it, but I think we should realize that.
We're afraid of what's on the other side, right? And then this
so Yeshua is going to look for a long time to this medallion, probably trying to remember or remind his past lives, And then he placed it into the little pouch that is hanging around his neck, that little pouch where he has his little crystal that was also given to him by the Elohim, the extraterrestrial presences. Yeah. And at that point, one of the monks, the audience may remember that there is this little hamlet. There are 4 other monks.
Right.
And one of them enters Yeshua's home and asks him if he's all right, because he's a little bit worried,
Right.
And the name of the monk is Jalpa.
Oh,
Jalpa, yeah. And he calls him, Eshe, are you all right, my brother?
He has more nicknames.
Yeah, and the reason why they call Eshe is because they cannot pronounce Yeshua.
Oh, okay.
So,
I guess there's probably some words that we wouldn't be able to be very hard to pronounce, right?
So they call him Eshe.
Eshe. That's funny.
And so Eshe is responding, yes. Yeah. I am all right. He's smiling, I'm fine, yeah. So Jalpa, the monk, explains to Eshe that he saw something sad yesterday. Actually, Yeshua found a dead eagle on the ground, which is very unusual, right?
Right.
And Yeshua gave it a blessing to the eagle, And Jalpa noticed it and said that it was a sign, especially with the birds. You know, when you have this kind of sign, and that probably was a sign that, you know, the father of Yeshua died.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, you know, the eagle being dead on the ground, being found by Yeshua was probably...
And an eagle of all birds, right? Yeah.
And so the 4 monks and Yeshua are going to do a little ritual of death for the eagle.
Okay.
And Yeshua, while participating to the ritual, you know, and the audience probably knows it, they use that born rituals, you know, well, a lot of dances and crazy music, using the little tambourine, you know, the little drums. Right. And he cannot stop thinking that if the doctors of law from the Hebraic religion, you know, priest could see him, they would be convinced that Yeshua was possessed by Satan.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. Yeah.
And so Yeshua is going to start meditating on all this, you know, and he comes to the sad conclusion that the exception of preserving the body and the soul, the humankind has not learned more or much about caring about anything. So fortunately, things have changed a little bit now.
Right.
Where we are more in tune with nature. We are protecting the animals, the plants, you know, the jungles.
Right.
I mean, we have made some progress. But 2,000 years ago, in the Hebraic tradition, the Yeshua's people, as he called them, the scriptures made the man, the master of creation. Okay? So everything around him was to serve him. And apparently, the Eternal has decided to do that. God had decided that everything around the man was to serve him.
I wonder who came up with that.
Well, the scriptures. And so...
I'm sure women aren't on that list.
You know, they could justify slaughtering thousands of sheep and goats and all kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah. It was all the sacrificing they did for...
exactly. They justified, you know, the fact that the women were inferior.
Right.
And not allowed to do any spiritual work, you know. And this has to be put in contrast with the way those Tibetans, you know, those monks in Tibet are behaving and having a lot of reverence and respect for even an eagle that just dropped from the sky. And so Yeshua, again, you know, rebellious as he is, cannot accept that the Eternal, and he never believed in this kind of Eternal for the simple reason that he was not living it. You know, he just cannot accept that the Eternal would put the entire creation at the service of man.
Right.
This is not the way it's supposed to be, right?
Somebody made it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And for Yeshua, again, the Eternal can only be made of compassion, balance, and righteousness, right?
Right.
And his expression could never be one of a tyrant, you know, justifying other tyrannical acts.
Right.
It's not possible. So he's wondering, you know, how he's going to be able to convince his people. And when we talk about his people, it means the people following the Hebraic tradition, right?
Right.
If he can ever go back to Galilee.
Yeah.
You know, he's so far away.
I think he'd have such a hard time readjusting to that kind of life again. Yeah. Be interesting. Yeah.
But he does have, you know, he likes to have some hope and he likes utopia. And actually for him, utopia are the seeds of possible, you know, what you can do.
Right, the seeds of possibility.
Yeah, and he's also, you know, fully dedicated to changing the human landscape.
Right.
So for him, it's... So months are passing, and the 4 monks and Yeshua are surrounding their homes with a little wall. So they are transforming this hamlet into a little fortress or little monastery, right? Right. They are building the walls to protect them from the wind and the snow, basically, right?
Yeah.
And they are creating, you know, as I said, a little monastery. And so Yeshua is also wondering, you know, when am I going to leave that place, you know? Because I'm not sure I want to spend another winter in Hemis.
I don't blame him.
So he's wondering, do I have to wait for a sign, you know? What's going on?
Yeah.
And finally, he decides to leave when the wall is finished.
Oh, that was the sign?
Yeah, that was his sign. So, and again, I would say he did not want to fall into the passive patience. We talked about the 3 pillars of his teaching, right, in the previous episode. And patience was one of the pillars, right? And one of that patience pillars had 3 aspects. And one of them was a passive patience, where you just wait and see and do nothing else.
Right.
So it's not.
Well, it's kind of hard to, you know. Am I in the flow of my divinity, and then am I just waiting here, waiting for something? Or
exactly. I think you always have to go. Yeah. You always have to be active. I think. Yeah.
Right.
So strangely, on the day he decides to leave, at dawn, he's taking a flat stone, and he's writing with a metallic sharp tool on the flat stone in Sanskrit. Eshe lived here for the love of the eternal, and he gave that stone to Jalpal.
Oh.
So. Has the stone
Would that be amazing
protected?
To find that? Yeah.
Is it somewhere in a monastery, Probably kept
sure
as an icon somewhere,
I'm sure it is.
But there was a flat stone which was engraved by Yeshua on the day of his
I love that.
departure,
It's funny that he would do that.
So he grabbed his bag and he goes down into the valley, He starts his walk. And he stops to admire a herd of yaks who are grazing some pasture, So at this point, his heart is full of divine, he's full of energy, he's recharged.
Yeah.
He thinks that,
life
he's
is
ready,
good.
life is good. Yeah, he doesn't know what is the next stop, but he's full of enthusiasm and energy. And suddenly, he sees the man sitting near the river. He's following a river, basically going down the valley. And the man has a white robe and long hair. Okay.
Think I know who this is.
Yeshua's heart skipped a bit, when he sees that silhouette farther away. And he knew who he was. His brother was there. So for years, the brother had been waiting for Yeshua to mature, to recover his memory.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's funny.
And the full circulation of the energy in his body. And Yeshua, when he sees him, cries, Babaji!
I knew it was him.
They hug, intensely and briefly. The nature of their embrace is at the same time masculine, feminine, timeless. And to Yeshua, it seems like Merovadana, the little place he loved so much near Lake Dal, the mountain of Salomon and the lingam are here again, just to tell Yeshua, finally, you are here. So Babaji, was always as Babaji, facing Yeshua, full of royalty, timeless, unchanged, because he doesn't age, right? We know that he can take whatever appearance he wants, right? So very practical. And Yeshua, on the other hand, had become a man with a very dense beard and some wrinkles on the corner of his eyes already. Yeah? And I think he's about 26 now, 26 years old. Yeah. And Babaji asks him, do you want to come to my home? It's not exactly there.
Right.
It is on the other side of the light.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a short episode for today.
Yeah.
But next time we will be exploring the home of Babaji.
Ooh, I can't wait for that.
And the exchange that they have. Yeah. The two of them.
Nice. Wow, wonderful. That was a quick little, but we'll do another one pretty quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have another one out pretty soon. But we thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back soon.